live. Well, hello, everybody who is watching this right now. Welcome to the Anne and Claudine live show, where we just talk about energy and our corporeal bodies and our spiritual bodies and our light bodies and all that stuff. And we are here for entertainment purposes only, but what we talk about, we take very serious because we do talk about our own anecdotal evidence that we have experienced on ourselves, and then also what we have experienced with others who we try to help heal themselves. I am Claudine. I am the creator of Elevated by Claudine. I do own a healing facility where I am a dosing specialist of entheogens or plant medicine. And I help people transfer off of pharmaceuticals, street drugs, alcohol onto plant-based medicine by getting to the root of their trauma, physical and non-physical, and then facing it and healing it, and then they get to move on. And Anne is one of the most amazing energy readers I've ever met in my life and healer that I've ever come across when it comes to energy and empath and psychic and everything else. To me, she's the real deal, and I'm pretty biased to on this and critical. I can be very critical. I can see BS straight away, people, but Anne's the real deal. So I'll go ahead and let her go ahead and explain who she is and where she comes from. And what we're going to do is we're just going to have a conversation with each other like we have always done. We've been working together now for almost 6 years, and this is what we like to do. We like to go on video chat through Facebook, and we just like to talk for hours and hours and hours about all kinds of different things. And then it was brought to our attention that we need to go live with these kind of conversations, and that's what we've been doing. So go ahead, Anne. You got the floor.
Hello, I'm Anne. I live in Australia on a place called the Gold Coast. I work as a waitress, and yes, I somehow read, see, feel, hear energy. I have experienced it my whole life. I had it growing up from like my earliest memories. I grew up in a very different kind of with a different kind of upbringing in a cult that was actually quite like it was quite popular back in the hippie days. There was like a few movie stars that hit their family started off in there. There was River Phoenix, Rose McGowan, couple names there. But the other brother, Yo Queen Phoenix, their family was in there. But yeah, so it was very like spiritual based and all that kind of jazz that cults go on with. So I guess like when you grow up in the spiritual like setting 24/7, it's gonna make you like heaps more, I guess, connecting to that spirit realm a lot more, like from such a young age. But I never took much notice of much of anything. I was always kind of in my own little land somewhere beyond as I drifted through life, trying to figure out how to get out. But, it was so funny. I think back to my childhood, but somehow like things that I grew up with or was told within that cult stayed in my memory bank. And like as I got older, as things have happened, I'm going, oh my God, that's exactly the same. And like it's the weirdest thing. It's almost like a some kind of like snapshot video of my timeline that I get, I'll pick up on. But yeah, so but
Well, I'm glad you went through that because you've helped me so much with this whole American agenda and the cult and brought so much awareness to my life about it because I'm living it. So you're that outsider looking in for me, you
yes,
know,
for
and that
sure.
helped me so much to understand what I've been through in my life and why things happen the way that they happen. And I appreciate that, yeah, about you and that the way that we were brought together. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell you guys, a day doesn't really go by that her and I don't communicate. Um, there's maybe been a few dozen times where we didn't communicate for 2 or 3 days, but it's not a whole lot, you guys. So we're always in communication with each other. I think that term, if they say twin flames, if it's real, it's Ann and I.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
I never really get into that kind of
yeah, either
twin.
do I. Either
I
do
think you
I. But
waste a lot of time trying to decide if someone's your twin flame.
I
At
know,
the end of the
like,
day, it's like I think we can mirror each other, and you know there obviously probably is twin flames and those, you know, 1 in a million. But I just think to waste so much time worrying about if you are a twin flame to another human being, like I think it's better if you just kind of flow with it rather than to spend time. Like I see a lot of people spending copious amounts of energy into that twin flame theory with their partner when it's like you could be creating a better career for yourself or bringing more money by
yeah,
putting, or you know, even planting some tree or plants like that will give you food. Like what we only have we have a certain amount of energy. We have to decide where we're gonna put that energy
I
into.
agree. I agree. I think what it is with that is when I heard that term and then I read about what it was, I was like, oh, well, that sounds like me and Ann.
Yeah, I think so.
And then when I met people who literally every day are constantly praying and wishing and wanting their twin flame, or this person is their twin flame, especially people who are relationship junkies, everyone they meet is their flame
Yeah,
or their soulmate. I'm just like, oh my gosh, put that energy somewhere else.
I know, right? Uh,
I just
it,
thought it was a cute term. I just think it's a really cute term. That's the only reason why I use it.
it is.
It is. And I think we also break that stereotype of no, it doesn't have to be a man and a woman. It doesn't.
No, no.
Mm-mm.
I think it could even be your children. Like sometimes I look at my kids and I think like you guys are probably more my soulmates more than anyone in this world because like there is a part of me in each of you. And
Hmm.
when I see you do different things, especially my daughter, she's so much like her dad. But when she does things and she's a young woman, I see like when I do things and I help her, it's like I'm helping a part of me because to watch her be successful or be at peace at this age, it's like that's like healing a part of me in her, like to help her. So I think, well, it's kind of like my soul, like I'm helping. It's like helping a part of me, like to
It
watch
is.
her, yeah, to watch her aspire to things and to watch her become a good human being. It's like, but it's my input. It's like that I'm doing that. That's a version of me that I'm creating. So then I,
Indeed.
that's kind of
It
like my
is. And you want to know something?
hmm.
Your creator wants this way you feel about your children is the way the creator feels about you.
Yes.
There's no difference. I don't believe.
No. I
And
understand.
that's another thing too. These are just our beliefs, and you can pick them up or put them down. Like I said, we're here for entertainment purposes. We take everything we say very seriously, and it's not. It's only for the people who have the eyes to see it and the ears to hear it. That's it, you guys. We're not trying to force anything on anybody. Either you like what we have to say or you don't. Just turn it off and move on. But today we are going to have a conversation regarding the cycle breaker. Healing what others wouldn't touch is what I titled it. I couldn't fit the whole title on here, so I just put the cycle breaker.
Mhm.
But Anne and I today, we want to talk about narcissisticnism.
Narcissism.
Narcissism. Okay.
Narcissist? Narcissist?
Narcissistic. I think I made that word up. I wrote it like 10 times in my notes.
Narcissist.
Um,
I'm well versed on the subject.
Yep. And when we're going to talk about narcissistic, we're also good. That also ties in with empaths, you guys. So this whole video that we're doing, this live that we're doing right now, is going to be about being narcissistic and empaths because those two go together very, very well. Now, Anne has a lot of amazing, amazing stories about her because she's an empath. Um, and how she attracted narcissistic people in her life. Now, I have experience with narcissistic people because I come from a family of narcissistic people. So I was raised around narcissism. And I did make up that word, but that is my word, you guys. Um,
Narcissist.
So we both are going to come from two different perspectives on this, I would say, because Ann didn't really, well, the cult was a cult. You had a lot of narcissistic people in the cult too, I'm sure. But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
had very,
Guess so.
your parents were, I love your parents. They're,
My parents are not narcissists. My parents are like both empaths for sure. No wonder
yeah,
why I became such an empath. My parents are both full empaths. Like they joined the cult, but their reasons for joining the cult, like I can understand. You know, they wanted to be missionaries and serve God because it was a Christian Bible based cult, but it was like modern day type of, teach about the Illuminati and all that kind of stuff in there because he was very about America and what America was. It was back in the hippie days, so what America was like becoming for the whole entire world. And so this is like 25 years ago type of, you know, prophecy stuff. And it ended up being true, I guess. But my parents and their reasoning for joining was because they did a lot of missionary work in the cold, and we would go and talk about Jesus to people, and we had all that kind of stuff going on. And so that was their reasoning, and that was a very empathetic side that they obviously have in them. And to this day, like I left when I was 15, like that was kind of the age where in the cult we were um, gone from a child to being an adult, like in their kind of like, they have their own kind of rules. Like every cult is like this. There's so many cults in the, like everything is a cult too, just different layers of cults. But yeah, they always have their own rules. They make their own rules. So like 15 was like kind of the adult age. And I just went, boom, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not doing this. So my parents left with me, and they are just the sweetest parents, like just ex hippies or still hippies, but ex missionaries. And dad teaches English, and mom, like, you know, I don't know what she just housewife helps him out. But they're such lovely people. But
they
yeah,
are. That, well, I
my yeah.
just follow them, you guys. If you want to follow Ann on Facebook, and then you'll see her family. Her parents are on there, and you can follow them, and they do the cutest, funniest videos.
Mm.
And you can just
The
see
very
what
nice
happy
people.
people they are. And again, Ann, they were drawn to that cult because they were empaths, like you said in the beginning of
Empaths.
your
Yeah.
yeah, you just said that. And then they were drawn because they're narcissistic,
Yeah.
the cult was. So that
Oh,
makes sense. And then here is Ann's. We got some people that are in and they're saying hello to us. And let me go ahead and get
hello.
Ann's QR code, you guys here. If you just follow her right here, here's her QR code, and you'll find her parents. They all have the same last name. You can't miss them. Their energy is beautiful, and they're very, very attractive
They're very,
people.
yeah, they're
Yes,
very,
just like
very kind people.
yes,
They
they
have
are.
God's love. They have God's love flowing through them. Definitely.
They do.
my
They
mom,
do.
my, my mom can be kind of scary, but I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, like on a personal basis, my mom was really scary. So she was that typical Thai mom. Like I didn't cross her, whereas my dad was just always like so much fun, and dad was always the one they sent out there to like, be the face of everyone, to bring in all the like provisions and stuff. And they would have to go out and like get money from sponsors and sell their product. I don't know, it was so much. I just was like, I was young and just in the cults and being brainwashed with their like ideas and opinion and teachings and stuff. So I wasn't really let out into the world. I was at home, but yeah, dad was always like the face of everything. So he was always such a nice. He's a bit kooky, funny man. But
Oh,
yeah, my mom.
he's a hoot. He's just a hoot. I mean, I could be having a rough day and I go watch your mom post one of the videos of him, and it changes my whole entire day. It's really amazing.
he's,
Um,
he's a bit of an entertainer. Like he does play the guitar. Like growing up, he always played music, and like now, even now, he teaches English like at English schools because that's how most expats make money over there, and he teaches the police academy. But he also does like at nighttime. He plays at like nightclubs and different like bars and stuff. Sometimes my brother plays with him, but my dad will go and he will do a set alone for 2 hours, 3 hours straight. like play the guitar, entertain, play his harmonica. Like he is a whole show by himself, and he'll book gigs and do like 3 hour sets and just by himself, just
He's
doing his
angelic. Those That's an angelic soul right there. That is a,
guitar.
for
he
me, I at
walks
least.
he walks on the streets with his guitar. Like he goes everywhere with this guitar. I
Oh
think he
my
has like
God.
some kind of strange ADD or something, but he just can't. Like as soon as he sits down, it's all quiet. He has to get out his guitar and just starts like singing and playing for anyone.
He's spreading the love. He's just spreading
Yes.
love. And he's good at it. And he's really good. And you come from, yeah, your parents are just wonderful. If we all had parents like that, life would have been so much easier.
It would have been a lot kinder, that's for sure. A
Mhm.
lot
Yes.
kinder.
And then another thing that I wanted to mention is that, not only is this show for the ones that were born into dysfunction, um, or are empaths and attract narcissistic people into their life, but this is also a show of relationships for people who, yeah, are in relationships, that
Mhm.
who draw narcissistic people into their life.
Yeah. You
And we're
have to
going to
be
talk.
so aware of it.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. And so, okay, you guys, I have a lot of notes here. I kind of break it down so that we can stay on a script.
Mhm.
So, Anne and I kind of would like to, I guess, should we talk about some of the narcissistic people we've had in our life recently? Like, I mean, well, another thing I want to say to you guys is that America culture is based on narcissism now, is what it is.
Narcissist. Yes,
It is.
absolutely.
It
Yeah.
really is. That is our
That
culture.
whole Kardashian agenda that came out all them years ago, and even like Paris Hilton and paparazzi and all the celeb stuff, it's all based, but especially the Kardashians, it's all based on full narcissism. That's all it is. To be care about how you look, and it's just this plastic emotionalist, all about yourself and your selfies and all that and what you put. That's just full narcissism. Like, and that's what is in everyone's face. But that's all that's about is narcissism.
Yeah, and hopefully after we get done having our discussion, you know, we will learn how to not become it, but to end it and to interrupt it and to shift it, you guys. And how to recognize it when it's coming, especially for you empaths, because I'm telling you, narcissistic people or humans, they feed off of empaths. And like Anne said earlier, what was it that it the flames to
They're
the
a
mob?
they're a
Yeah.
moth to the flame. So you're the flame. So the empath is the flame, and the narcissist are the moths. And they will that's how they see an empath is they're like a moth to the flame. So if you are an empath, your little light is just flickering, saying, "Come and get me, come and get me." And then when they come, they suck you up. They just really, really do. Like
Mhm.
I have my ex partner, and I spent 14 years of trying and trying and trying, and like I hate having to use the term on him, but he the way maybe with other people he isn't a narcissist, but our personal relationship between each other, it's a very empath narcissist relationship, and every single time I like, was fine about everything, and I would be okay, and I would let that back energy back into my life. I would get burnt each time over and over and over again. To the point where I just had to go, oh yeah, okay, well, it is what it is. And but yeah, they will just flicker back. They always come back trying to like, suck your energy out of you any way they can. That's
Yeah,
what they do.
that's what
And
they do. They use you. They use you in any way you can to benefit their growth.
yeah, yeah.
So let's go into the comments, and I do want to put in here, you guys, please do drop us a comment if you have one, because we do like it when you engage with us, especially this topic, you guys, because you know this is a topic I don't think anyone's exempt from. Honestly, I don't.
No.
So we've got Victor, love your damn self. Day, where's it at? There we go.
A dark. Someone keeps bringing up about dark empaths.
Yeah, that
Someone
was
keeps.
Victor, our Victor friend from Louisiana. Yeah, we can talk about dark empaths. Those do exist too. When a dark
Yeah.
empath and
I think I've become a dark empath.
do
I
you?
think yes, I do. Ever since I have like understood and learnt what the relationship between an empath and a narcissist is, I think it slowly turned me into a dark empath. Like there's no way that a narcissist can come back into my space and feed off of me to where I have no at some point, like I know this is a narcissistic empath relationship going on and they're feeding off of me and I'm too aware of it now. So I'll shut off my empath. And then I get accused of being the narcissist myself because I show no emotion to my actions and to what I'm giving back to to that person. So because that's dark empaths get accused of being narcissists themselves because they just have no they turn off their emotion, and that's one of the upsides of being a dark empath is understanding how to work your empathic side so you can switch it off. I switch off my empathic side to pretty much everybody. Like the way I deal with humans is I just think, well, most people are narcissists, so when I'm dealing with a human I just give not much emotion right off the bat. It takes a lot to get my empathic side out now, whereas in the past I was always very nice and empathetic and had lots of empathy for people. Like if anyone came up to me, I'd be like, oh, I was always like willing to help and always looking to help. Whereas now I'm like, no. But, you know, call that cold, call that dark. It's just learning
I call
your
that
own.
protecting yourself because,
Yes.
like I always say, you can't buy protection, people. You have to create it. And
Yes.
Victor, so this might be why everything got changed on us. So, Victor, this was not what we were going to talk about today. We were supposed to talk on some other topics, and let's just say I got slapped really hard in the face. Nope. Claudine, you were to talk about narcissistic and empaths. So last minute, literally, I think I texted and 2 hours before we were going live, guess what? We're changing the script.
I
Thank
liked
God.
it. I know this one.
Yeah, yeah, I'm so glad that you're okay with it. But anyway, so I think this is for Victor. I think this is why we're talking about this, Victor, because it looks like Victor, it says right here, he's been dealing with narcissistic neighbors and he's new. He's got a new place. Remember, he just moved.
Mm-hmm.
So the neighbors are good. You speak of them and heartbreaking of the evil they do on you. Okay, good. Then maybe that is why I got so directed to change our topic tonight, you guys. So I'm glad I did. Okay, it makes sense. Hey, I learned not to show my emotions towards people like that. Okay, exactly. What Andrew said, you guys, what I'm thinking when it comes to this is my observation of everything that I see between empaths and narcissistic relationships is that if you're an empath and you argue with a narcissistic person about a situation or something, they don't like it. They want you submissive
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
So when you get argumentative and you call your power back, that rattles them in a way that makes them, I think, strike back at the empath, in a trauma that traumatizes the empath and shuts them
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. Hold on, you guys. I forgot to turn on my Facebook page. That's what I'm.
So this is the basic idea of how a narcissist works. A narcissist is a very insecure human being. They usually have had like terrible trauma in their life, and they've learned how to cope with all of it by becoming a narcissist. Their empathy is shut down. They're cold. They're they say that they say narcissism is a demon, and I actually have to agree with it because when I when I first met my ex-husband, yeah, 14, 15 years ago. Oh no, now what? 19 years ago. My daughter's 19. So back when I met him, he was really charming. He's cute, all these things. I was attracted. I was young. But I remember after about a year of knowing him, I saw him snap. The first time I saw him properly snap, and I remembered this. There was this look behind his eyes, and his eyes turned into like. I would say to him, "Your eyes turn into like shark's eyes, like it would just go black." And I'd be like, "You have a demon in you." Like I think that was the narcissist. The narcissist. That was the demon that I saw. That I would always, and I would say it through our whole marriage. When he would hit certain points, I'd be like, "You have a demon. You have a demon in you. Like you." And I wasn't the only one that said it. He told me that he had had other friends that said it to him throughout his life, and he didn't understand it. And he would go to therapy to like, understand because he had trauma in his life and stuff. But now when I think back to it, it's like I think that was the demon that I saw in him was the narcissist. And lots of people, other people see it. And I think when we deal with the narcissist and the human, we are dealing with a demon. And that's why there is no reasoning with them. We want to see the best in them because as an empath, we want to heal them. We want to make them better. Because the narcissist, what they do is they bring you in, they get you to love them, to want to heal them, and then they make your entire who you are as a person based on their opinion of you. So a narcissist will love bomb you. They will bring you up. They will tell you how wonderful. They'll give you all this praise. And then as soon as they don't like something that you're doing, they will tear you down and they will abuse you and they will bring everything that they have brought up about you completely crashing down. And that is where your self like love your self-esteem is based off of what the narcissist says about you. And they go and they're abusive in that manner. They will bring you up, they will bring you down. And another thing about a narcissist is we become very addicted to the cortisol high that they give us because it's a trauma state that we're continuously in, and we get addicted to the highs and the lows and the cortisol, you know, everything that comes along with it. And they say not from if you leave a narcissistic abuse relationship, you should really stay away from it for a period of time so your cortisol levels can come down too before you go back to that situation, because your body has to readjust, because it's a very physical thing and psychological thing that they're doing to you. But it's very, very intense and it's very strong and powerful. But when I heard the demon bit to it, that you're dealing with a demon, the narcissistic demon, it's like that makes a lot of sense. So we're not just dealing with a normal human coming, and you're dealing with a whole nother energy that you can't see, but it's there and it's got a hold of you, and it brings you up and it tears you down and it keeps you in this state of like, you know, of trauma that you can't explain, but you can't leave it. But it's because you're stuck in this demonic energy. And, maybe saging yourself might help. I don't know. But yeah, it made a lot of sense. The whole narcissistic, empath, demonic, you know, you're not dealing with the human per se, you're dealing with the demon through them. But it's very powerful. They will, if you have kids with a narcissist, they will try and make your kids grow up to hate you the way they hate you. Like it's a very horrible thing to experience on on different levels dealing with a narcissist. It's very sad, to be honest.
Look
Like
what Nova
especially
just wrote, or look what Nova typed in.
trying to co-parent with one is insane. I did have my son who was trying. Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can co-parent with a narcissist. I don't know. I couldn't. It was very like my partner tried to make my two kids against me, and they're like teenagers, like 19 and 15. So, and that was a really dark attack when that came at me, and I had to just
And
kind
you
of
just recently went through all this. This is something that
yes,
just
this
happened,
happened
Nova.
at
So
the
you
beginning
and
of the
Nova have a lot in common right now. You're both are co-parenting with narcissistic fathers.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
this will be a good one for Nova because I
Sometimes
think
you just have to pray.
mhm. Call your
Pray.
power back. You have to call your power back and get those and get your emotional be strong in your emotions. You
Absolutely.
an inner emotional mastery. Yeah, we've got a lot. Nova's really commenting. We got Victor who put in here, but done a payback spell work from banished they for every contact me. Yeah, yeah, they're your neighbors. That's oh my goodness
So,
gracious.
that I would have to leave. I literally am dealing with something right now, and it's such a difficult place
A
to be.
place to
Oh
be.
no, it's tough. I'm gonna sympathize with you so much. Like if that's what you're truly dealing with is a narcissist as an ex, like honestly, you have to pray. That's what I had to do so many times. Like I didn't know what else to do. I did everything the legal route to protect myself once I was away, but the energy attacks and especially through the children, like, and it never ends. Like they just have it out to constantly come after you. It's the
Mm-hmm.
weirdest thing. I don't know if it's because they're jealous because of the child that you share and they want all the child to themselves. I don't know. Like I don't get why one parent would not want their children to be around their other
It's a
parent.
control issue. It's a control issue when it comes to narcissistic. They have to have control all
Yes,
the time. They're control
that's what
freaks.
it is, isn't it?
It's
Control.
control, control,
Mm,
and wanting you to be submissive to their
mm,
narcissistic evil
mm-hmm.
ways. And Nova says that I deal with his girlfriend and I just am at a point I want out. Why are you dealing with his girlfriend? Like, is
Yeah.
that better that way, Nova? Or because okay, now I'm going to come from this as far as because my children are grown, you guys. My baby is 24 years old, and I have three baby daddies. Okay, well, my husband's not a baby daddy, but anyways, the first two men that I had babies from, I never dealt with the girlfriends. They, I literally had to tell one of them got remarried, and I said, "This has nothing to do with you. Him and I co-created way before you existed. Step away." And if you go to court, that holds in court because I even had a judge tell the wife, "This has nothing to do with you, ma'am. Nothing." And a judge also said that to my husband regarding told both of them, "This has nothing, you guys have to step away." But yet, this is the sad part in America, their income counts in the budget when you're going to court.
Insane.
It's crazy, I know.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
bit different here.
um,
But yeah, I wouldn't take any notice of what a girlfriend says. When it comes to my kids, I don't care. They're my kids. Like you're just if the girlfriend starts to talk, it would just be noise. I wouldn't even hear what they're saying. They would just be like, "Why are you speaking? No one's listening to you. Like go away." It's your kid. It has nothing to do with the other person. It's you and your ex. That's it. Plain and
yeah.
simple.
Oh, okay. So Nova says no because he is at work and she is the one with a car.
So she's taking care of your son. Is that what it is?
Sounds like it. And then we've got Victor, and but to be honest, I don't know how I can make them just leave me alone or
Hmm.
alone, but I know you mean alone.
Why do they keep annoying you? But why do they keep coming and harassing you if they're neighbors? Like what why do they need to come and talk to you?
Okay, and
What's
then yeah, give us these answers, and then
yeah.
Nova came in and says, "I know you're right, Claudine, but my issue is I have no support otherwise." Oh man. Um, all I've really got to say is that your little ones do grow up as Annecy, and that hers is now, she's only got 4 years. Your son is 14, right?
My son, 15, he'll be 16.
Yeah, you only got 3 years left. Is
Yeah.
18 with
I
her,
very
huh?
I'm very lucky. I only have a
Yeah.
few years left. When they
Yeah.
were little, I was with him, so yeah, it's
Um,
she has
well,
she has
you
she
have
has
to set the boundaries. You have to set the go to court, Nova. You've always got the courts. I know you probably don't want to go to court, but sometimes it's just what you have to do because he's his responsibility, not hers. It's between
yeah
you two.
yeah
And sometimes you just have to set those boundaries when it comes to these narcissistic ass wipes.
yeah
I
yeah.
don't think I'm supposed to cuss, but whatever. I'm sorry. I have a sailor mouth. I get annoyed.
I think as a
And I
mom,
like,
it's like you know your rights and you know your child, and you just you know who you are as a mom, and you stick to it. And if you know what you're saying is right, you know, stand your ground, be assertive. You don't need to. You never need to be rude, but I always say just be assertive. Like,
well, I say that stay rooted in your truth without feeding their dysfunction.
mm-hmm,
Call that power back. And if you've got to go to court, then you've got to go to court. I had to go to court a lot, you guys. I really did.
mm-hmm,
I was in court all the time. And guess what ended up happening after years of court? By the time my boys were 10, I got full sole custody with no visitation rights because he kept screwing himself. Remember, you guys, I say this quite often. They're led by ego. When you
yeah,
are led by ego, you do the wrong things. You do stupid things when you're led by ego. But when you're led by your heart, you prevail, you win.
mm-hmm.
Um,
It's
and I
true.
know that a lot of these narcissistic people, because I see it happen, you guys, with one of my family members, constantly falling in a pile of shit. And every time they come out smelling like a freaking rose, every time. So I get it. I get it. But you just got to stay in your power, call your power back, and stay rooted. And don't put up with their dysfunctional ways. Um, I do believe that courts are starting to really see these narcissistic parents for what they are. And
Yeah,
another thing, too, Nova, I want to put is document everything, the pickup, what was
absolutely.
said, because once you document it and you have a ledger, same with you, Victor, too. I know you can do things. I don't know, shoot, I don't know about where you live. So, but I know that here in America, when you document everything and you go to court, that is considered a legal document. And that's how I
Mm-hmm.
won most of my court cases, you guys, by documenting everything that he said to me, everything he did when he didn't show up, whenever he was held in contempt of court.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
definitely know your rights. Definitely know like all of that kind of stuff. And if things are ever like going out from, those types of legal things and stuff, definitely like, know your rights. Like you said, document everything. If things don't seem right, have everything organized real well with that kind of stuff when you're dealing with kids, with these types of people. Like I do agree with that. Document all of it.
Okay, we got Victor in here. He's back in. I do cuss. I don't like to cuss towards others or cuss others out, even though I do get upset and cuss the people who looked my brother up in prison. Yeah, I feel like bad words are just like the reason why I like to cuss is because it helps me slice through negative energy. But I don't use it towards people. I guess I just did narcissistic people. But anyways, okay, that was kind of cute. I had to put that in there. Thank you for that, Victor. Thanks for that. And then we've got Nova who says, let me see. Oops, sorry. Come on. What does Nova say? He doesn't even have any rights. It's just when I need that moment to myself or he calls and wants to see him. It's just a battle. But I do need to work on boundaries. Yeah, have boundaries and just stick to those boundaries. Um, like I said, just stand in that power. And don't give him the attention and the control that they're seeking. That's what he's seeking. He's trying to control the situation, and he knows how to get to you, Nova. He knows you.
Mm-hmm.
You had a child together, so he knows you. If he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't personally know you and spend all the time with you the way, you guys used to be together, he knows you through your child.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep, he does. They know your weak spots. They learn your weak spots. They feed off of that. They feed off of your low self esteem. They know any low point that a narcissist knows about you, they will throw in your face in different arguments and stuff. They will constantly throw your past back in your face. They will always constantly throw back any negative thing that they know about you on any level. They will always continue to throw that back in your face in arguments because they know that it feeds off of your self-esteem. It will bring down your whole vibration and stuff. So you have to understand that when working with a narcissist. Never, ever, ever tell a narcissist deep parts of yourself or any kind of information about yourself, because any kind of information you give them, they will use against you. It is like, it is a dangerous, it's such a sad thing to have to admit about someone sometimes, because usually a narcissist is someone that we loved and we brought into our life and we brought close and we had this kind of like affection for once upon a time. So to have to say about them that they are this like horrible person to a great extent is really hard sometimes to admit. But everything you tell them that is close to you, they will throw it back in your face. Like, never trust them with anything. Once you understand who you're dealing with and you know that you're dealing with a narcissist, there you have to protect yourself from them in every way. And you also have to understand when you are dealing with them on any level, you're dealing with a narcissist. So you're going to be dealing with different outbursts and different things they attack you with. So, like for me, when my ex would come back and attack me, I would always become really depressed, like really badly, badly depressed. Like, I suffered from very bad depression when we were together. I tried to like commit suicide when when my daughter was like 3 years old, and it was all based of what he would tell me about myself, that I was worthless and I wasn't shouldn't even be alive. And I had to go and learn cognitive thinking to like not want to be dead, because that's where I thought, like, it was just the way I was very used to psychological abuse living in the cult. So, and that's what a narcissist does. They're predators to their prey. So like, when we met, obviously he was a predator and could see I was psychologically abused. So as a narcissist, that was like perfect case scenario for him. So like, so much of myself was built off of what he thought of me. And he used to like say things to me where I thought, well, I'm not fit for being in this world. Like, no one needs me around. And that's what they do. They take such hold of your mind. But once I realized what I was dealing with and I was away from it, I was fine. I have not had depression. I've been fine. My mind is strong. But every time I would go back into a situation where I had to be communicating with him, everything would be fine at first. But as time went on and problems arose between the kids or whatever, situations happened, he would start to attack me. And my mind and my energy would go right back to that kind of suicidal. But in my normal self now, I have so much awareness of like, this isn't me. This isn't how I think. This isn't. But feel so dark and heavy. And I was like, I started putting two and two together. It's like, oh, that energy takes me to that place. So every time I go back with him, I go back into that space, and that energy comes back out of me, because that's where my mind is being taken to. So yeah, it taught me to be aware of whenever I'm dealing with him, that possibility of my mind going back there is there. So then it becomes a choice of, do I want to talk to him ever again? Or are my kids old enough to where I do not have to speak to this person ever again in my lifetime? And I chose that one. And yeah, I don't get those types of thoughts. I don't get that kind of depression. So I understand it so much better now that I'm out of it, and I look back to like all those parts of being in a narcissistic situation with someone close to you. But they will hurt you. They will feed off of your insecurities. Any part of you that they know they can hurt you with. If you're a mother, that's their child, and they know you did, they'll throw it all back in your face, and they'll do it time and time and time again. And every time they get a reaction, that's exactly what they want.
And they'll
So
do it even when your kids are 30 years old, you guys.
yeah,
They don't change. They do not
they
change.
don't. They only have like a certain bag of tricks, and they just always pull out like the same trick. Like they just recycle them. So
Yes, they do. They really do.
mm,
Mine has to do with wanting me to drop my child support case. But anyways, yeah. I mean, and it's still the same thing. Our youngest is 35 years old, so they don't change, you
35.
guys. Yeah, I
No,
know. Isn't that crazy? They don't
they
change.
don't. That's what I
They
mean.
don't.
They don't
They don't.
change.
They don't. And
No.
my second baby daddy, same way. We only had one child together, and she's, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so bad. I think she's 34. No, she's 33. 33. I'm so sorry. They don't change. They do not change.
Yeah, they don't. Because you're dealing with a narcissist. They don't change. They can't.
Yeah.
The
I just got to
demon
put
has
this one
taken
out. My third baby daddy, I finally got it right. I just got to put that out.
over. Yeah, they're a ton lucky.
Yeah.
My
So
boyfriend now is not a narcissist, so
yeah, you got that loop. And Anne
I'm
just got
very
out of this loop herself just like probably the last year, Nova. So, it's just, but you can get out of this loop a lot earlier since you do have support. You have us. So,
lucky.
and Victor, I want to hear some of the examples of what your neighbors are doing to you, because I think you and Nova can help each other a lot, because Nova lives with a bunch of lives in a condominium complex where it sounds like to me she's got a bunch of narcissistic people that live around her. And I've
We
talked
live in
about
a narcissistic world.
we did, like, I know I said that at the beginning of the show, that we are
Yeah,
that the our society, our culture is narcissistic. That is what they're taught. It comes
it
from the
is.
home. And
Yeah, it does.
that's
Society teaches us to be narcissists. Like I said,
because it comes from the home. It comes from, some of us weren't born into loving homes. We weren't. And a lot of us,
no.
we were born into an assignment, is how I feel.
Hmm.
Um, for a deep, we were like, I feel like I was born into an assignment for a deeper spiritual mission.
Hmm.
I'm nothing like any of my siblings. I'm completely the opposite. I've had these conversations with you. I'm totally.
Yeah.
I don't like to say the black sheep, you guys. I'm the green sheep.
I've always been the black sheep. I'm in the black sheep in every family dynamic I'm in. I get made the black sheep.
And I love what Victor just said from Louisiana, Victor Turnage, and he's only going to attack you through your son. Through
Hmm.
Good one, Victor. And another thing too is what you moms have to understand too is, how is your child being affected? Okay, your child is like me. Now, your children were born, you know what I mean? In not in I'm not saying you guys aren't loving, but there's dysfunction because of having a child with a narcissistic parent.
Hmm.
It's a good thing that your children have at least one good parent.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Hmm.
how do you avoid them from being, now, how do you avoid them from this? Because this is top behavior.
By keeping their empathetic side alive. That's how you keep a human from becoming a full-on narcissist. And as a parent, being the other parent, you have to keep their empathetic side alive. Because what society does is every human's born an empath. That's just how it is. Because we're all human. We feel emotion. We experience emotion. That's what makes us human. So all humans are born empaths. And everything you go throughout, unless you're like a serial killer, like maybe there's something off with that. But a normal human is born an empath. And then you go through things throughout your life that switch off your emotion, and then the trauma sits inside you, and every time you switch off that emotion, you're becoming more and more and more of a narcissist, because that's what a narcissist is someone who does not have their empathy is switched off. They have no empathy. They can kick a dog, and it's just like, what, like, they can kick a cat. Like, they have their empathetic side is dead.
Oh yeah, they
And you
kick him like
still,
it's and then it's the dog and cat's fault for being
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
they're just completely like there's no empathy. They don't, they you'll never see a narcissist own a cat. Never. There would be no way because they might own a dog because a dog you can control the love the dog shows to you. A dog will love you. You can control that love and that bond between you. You can beat your dog, but the dog still loves you. So they can have dogs, but they can't have cats because cats are not controllable in their love towards you. They will do their own thing. You can feed them, you can be the best, and they'll go and find the next door neighbor to go and be their cat because they got a better gig over there. Like cats just do. So a narcissist, like their empathy is like shut down. And society teaches us throughout your life. You go through, you go to school and bullies and stuff will like, make you one way. And if it makes you turn off your empathetic side, then you become more of a narcissist with that bully experience. And just the usually the narcissist is the bully but that's what it is. So I find with children, if you share your child with a narcissist, you have to feed and nurture their empathetic side. And that's the only way you can save your child from like, becoming a full blown narcissist like their parent possibly. Like
Yes.
if you're really that concerned.
Good information. That's very good information. And
Yeah.
because it is top behavior, you guys, it really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Um,
And the narcissist will abuse the child in some way where the child will either have to switch off their emotion, learn to be a narcissist, or become the victim of the narcissist and then have victim um behave, victim complex
yeah, the
life.
mentality one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, as a parent, I would definitely like nurture the empathetic side of the child, but also teach the child like how to be assertive for themselves and always watch that kind of relationship if you are sharing it with a true narcissist because it's a tricky one when you share children with a narcissist. Like you're not dealing with just normal everyday people. You're dealing with a very strong energy with very strong things that they will do and ways they will treat people and you know
Demon, you said it. A very
demon.
strong demon.
I really do agree it's a demon and it
I agree
loves to
with
take
you.
over.
I agree with
Mhm.
you.
And it
Hmm.
gets the human to switch off their empathetic side and and just become cold-hearted and just like to
It's
see
very
other people
powerful.
hurt.
It's
Mhm.
very powerful.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Now, Victor, you put my hope now is my magic will grow and they leave me a heck away from me. Your magic will grow and it will keep you safe. But at the same time, Victor, you have got to set those boundaries. If they are no good and they are not helping you raise your vibration, you need to tell them to go back and to go stay on their side of their place where they live, that you don't need them. It's extremely important. Again, I'm going to say this, you guys, you cannot pay for protection. You have to create it. Once you allow for them to bring their dirty feet into your home, you now have allowed them to bring their demons and their nasty energy into your home.
Yes. Don't let them into your home. And
Don't
if
let
you
them
do
into
put
and don't go
salt,
into their house and don't you go into
yeah,
their house.
yeah, no.
Don't. And Nova just went through this with a friend. She allowed a, I don't, sorry, Nova, I don't mean to put all your business out there, but I'm not naming no names, but she allowed someone in her home and she was messaging me pretty, I'm going to say pretty right away, asking me, what do I do? What's going on? And I told her, yes, that person, they have their attachments will leash on out of their aura onto yours and onto your stuff, especially if
Mhm,
you have a clutter or dirty clothes, just clothes in a dirty hamper. If you don't got
mhm,
that hit, they will leech onto those clothes that you
mhm,
just wore that whole week. I only do laundry like every other week, you guys. So I have a laundry basket of clothes. Those clothes have your energy on them. You
mhm,
dirtied them with your sweat and with your shedding of your skin, and they will attach to that. That
mhm,
is what they do. It doesn't take much at all.
mhm. It's true. It really is. Physical, anytime you let anyone physically into your house, you are taking on, like I put salt. when I had lots of people coming in and out, it was just too much. So I put a big thing of salt. But I found over time, it made people not come to my place anymore, which proved to me that, yeah, all this energy was coming in. As soon as you open the door to someone and that energy comes in, everything's coming in with them. Their spirit guides, their grandfather, their dad's grandfather, just whatever spirits latched on, you're bringing all of that into your house, especially if you don't have some kind of, like, I am really big on make sure you have, if you're going to let a lot of people in your house, put like a nice big train of salt, and like to where it's not broken and it's a nice thick line that's all connected, at least, because at least that's going to keep out the things you can't see outside, and it's just the human coming in. You have to protect yourself. As soon as that your house, you're letting people in your house, you're letting everything in to your house.
And lock that door. Keep the door locked all the time because
Yeah.
that sends a message, you guys.
Yeah. Oh, I
Okay,
do all the time
just
now.
by twisting that knob. My doors,
Mhm.
every door I have in this facility is locked all the time. Now, not my bedroom door because I have a cat that protects that. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit about cats, you guys, today because I just want to talk about cats. I love cats and what they can do to help protect us.
They're
So
amazing.
I know they are, and cats can help a lot. And we've got Victor in Sweden, who also has, I think he's got two or three cats. So
Hmm.
use those cats for protection
Hmm.
against those horrible narcissistic neighbors that you have. And again, it's okay to stand in your power. It's okay to push back on these type of demons because you've got to protect yourself, Victor. That is your job.
For sure.
Um, Okay, what did we got here? Did I put that on there yet? Is this, wait, hold on, you guys, let me see. Am I behind on comments? What does that one say? Trying not to go into fear, was outside before trying to get the bubble up, but hopefully my magic shows their true mask. Yes, you will, they will show themselves. They always do. Again, when you're led by ego, you screw up all the time. That's what people, that's how you know someone's an ego. Come on now, look at our government. Look at all the governments led by ego. They're that's all I got to say is look at how bad they screw up. Um, we've got Victor who says most, especially black clothes will attract their energy, why clothing doesn't attract their energy. Right. I do believe in that. And the clothes, the color of the clothes that you wear. As you guys see, I don't wear a whole lot of black. I do wear
I'm
it
wearing
sometimes.
I'm wearing black today, but I'm wearing white down there. I usually wear bright colored clothes.
And I've got my black pearls on and I've got my black shoes on and I think it's okay to have a little bit of black. There's a purpose why I'm wearing black, but I do feel better when I wear white. I love wearing
Hmm.
white. I really do. It
Hmm.
just it signifies purity.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
very attracted to white and colors and bright colors. They say black absorbs the energy when you're around it, and white bounces off. I think so too. I have to agree with
but
that.
it's not all bad, you guys. It's what you take it, whatever you my cat's black and gray. So,
Yeah, it's just how
you
you
know,
use it,
yeah. It's
and
how you
different
use it.
colors. Yeah, different
Yeah, you
colors, different things can enhance the energy and create. Te- a white will bounce a lot because it is that, it's white. So, but you can use, yeah, you can use it, make things stronger, make things weaker, every way you use it.
and and the darkness does use black. They use black magic. They use uh but remember all of theirs has symbols on them. If you're wearing something without a symbol, I think that's going to be a lot safer to wear, but I do agree. I am not attracted to black clothing, even though, and the reason why a lot of people do wear black clothing is because they say it makes them look slimmer.
Skinnier,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I used to wear a lot when I was like more like in my darker non-awakening days. I wore a lot more black. Now I'm not attracted to the color black much. Like I have a couple for like if I have to like do something professional or go to a funeral, but I don't wear it like just throughout the day. You know, a little black T-shirt maybe, but I wouldn't wear just full black. But I look around; it's like a lot of people wear black, and I used to.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It is true. I do agree with that though. I'm just thinking right now, I just got myself an all cotton a jumpsuit and it's black and white.
is
And I
it? But it's
never
still black and white. Think about it. Do you ever just wear like full black head to toe?
No, but I used to. I
Yeah,
used to.
same. But not
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Same, same.
No, not anymore. No, no, no. And when I see someone dressed in all black, I kind of like really like observe them quite, to a very higher extent than I would if someone's wearing all white.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I
I think
love
they
all
have
white.
something to hide. When I see someone in all black, I'm like, that person's hiding something. That's that's
True.
just how I feel about it.
Very,
Um,
it's morbid to me.
hmm
So
yeah,
morbid.
and not only that, but then when people practice black magic, and when they do like black magic and writing, um, I've seen this done here with the psychic community, people who do palm reading, psychics. Um, oh, what is it that well, anyways, like they do this thing and here where they will put a piece of paper and they'll put it over a candle and all of a sudden you can see writing. It's a trick that they do.
Yeah,
And that's always comes out in black.
yeah. With the writing,
Uh-huh.
that would be
Mm-hmm.
creepy.
They do
Yeah,
it though. They do it with lemon. They write with some kind of a pen, an eraser, the
yeah,
end of an eraser or something. Then they put like
yeah,
lemon and they dry it. Then when they put it over like a candle or a smoke, it comes
yeah.
up with a message. So that way they can get and usually the message will say, "Oh, you got to give me $7,000 to break the
Oh, and
curse."
that's how they trick people.
That's how they
That's
trick people.
so bad.
I
That's
know,
terrible. That's not
but
magic. That's just being a con artist.
right? But no,
Yeah.
that's a thing that really happens here in America. I've watched. I call them brujas. That's what I call them,
Brujas. Hmm.
brujas. They're brujas,
Hmm.
and I've had many clients who have been tricked that way and have given their life savings away to these people, thinking that that was real magic. Yeah,
That's terrible. That's crazy that people do that kind of stuff. But they do. That's why you have to be careful with magic and all that spiritual stuff. But I don't know. I never really bought into, like, after leaving the cult, all that spiritual stuff was like, that's all crazy shit. But now I see it's very real. It is very, very real. I've had, like we were talking this morning, I've had my experiences with some of this darker type of magic that people can access and put on each other. And yeah, it's very unsafe and it's very evil. I don't like it. I have
yeah.
been
So let's go into a
addicted.
little bit about that. Let's since we're on this subject about how people take advantage of people who are supposedly where you go for help, healers, right? Isn't that what these psychics and
Spiritual
palm
healers.
readers and all these people are? They're healers,
Yeah,
supposedly, right?
yeah,
But they're narcissistic and they're
yeah,
thieves.
yeah.
And before we went live, Ann and I
And
were
they're
gonna we're
predators.
gonna talk about how Ann and I have been taken advantage of by people who we went for healing you guys, and they were narcissistic people.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yep. I think I don't know. Anyone telling you that they can heal you, I question, because I don't think, like, I think when we heal, truly we have to heal ourselves. So anyone claiming to be like, you know, someone that can just touch you and make you magically better, like, I don't know. I think people have gifts, people have can access energy, like that's what reiki healing is you're accessing energy. Some people have very strong gifts and much stronger than other people, but I think they can help you, they can stir things up in you, like, and pains inside you that make that you go, oh, they're getting to that deep part, like that pain, like they're getting to it. but eventually that's going to come back and manifest itself a different way, and you'll have to heal it a different way. Like it just kind of transfers and moves the energy. But if it's something that needs to truly be healed, I don't think another human being can just come and put their hands on you and you're going to be magically better, because what you're going through is your body manifesting something that you need to heal in yourself. So that's my opinion, but I think it's the right opinion. In spiritual healing, it's like, I see like people go and do these kundalini things, and I see them on Instagram. Like I went and looked the stuff up because I wanted to understand like what is kundalini, like what is the whole like that, and like I've heard about, and like I knew I had experienced something, and I wanted to understand on a deeper level. And I was looking on Instagram, and I see there's like Kundalini schools that you can go to, and they're showing videos, and they're doing these things to the ladies, and they're convulsing, and they're obviously something's happening. But in my personal opinion, I don't know if that's the safest thing to be doing, because you're stirring up an energy, and once that energy is stirred up and it wants you to heal your whole self, like, you know, some of that stuff is a little bit dangerous in my opinion. But if any one healer is saying that they can magically heal you by themselves, I would be very wary of that person.
And
Um,
Anne speaks from experience, you guys.
yeah,
This comes from an experience situation that she went through many years ago, and
yes,
she was taken advantage of physically by a healer
yeah, totally.
who
Like,
was able to put her in a trance and literally took advantage of her body.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of saw that I was already in some sort of a trance, and I would say that trance is of being sick, being very desperate, being very at like I had spent my whole life of like not understanding who I was as a person. I grew up very different. I grew up in a cult, then I left and I was in the real 3D world, but I was older, so I didn't have to listen to adults really tell like um they didn't I didn't have adult I had my parents, but my parents were very sweet and simple. But I didn't have like full authority people around me anymore saying you have to be this, you have to be that. And I had to learn the outside world by myself because I was of age. Like once I turned 18, so 15, 16, 17, I was kind of with my parents, lived simple life. But once I turned 18, I pretty much had only been in the real world for 3 years. And then I was like old enough to like know the real world, be in the real world, not have to like legally I could be my own person. So everything I had to learn everything myself. And I think that was the trance that I was in when he met me, was going from that of not understanding much about myself. I was an empath, obviously, and I had gone through so much in my life where I just absorbed every energy that I was in and every situation I was in, some jobs that I had to do because had I had to work, and I had to do I made lots of
She was
choices.
escaped. Yeah, those were the jobs you had when
Yeah,
she
like
escaped from the cult.
I worked in
Yeah.
nightclubs for the first 2 years of being in this country. And nightclubs in this country are not nice places to work in, and they're hard. And I'm talking about like nightclubs, like hard music, lots of drugs. So like 2 years of that, it put me in a space of my life, and I had all this stuff that I had gone through in my life where I just absorbed just bad energy throughout my life. But I was such a innocent, protected
Naive.
person when I was there,
Naive.
and I was an empath, so I just took it all in. And when he met me, I was like coming out of that state. I had all this healing that needed to be done from deep inside me on a physical level and on a conscious level. And yeah, he just completely took advantage of that. Absolutely. I think, oh, just completely.
He did.
I,
I was there, you guys. I saw what this person did, and they took advantage of her. And this person did have some magic. I'm not gonna
yes.
lie. It was very weird. It was very to false light all the way. This person was able to create a rainbow aura visible. I mean, like you could see it
Yeah.
with the naked eye. Like you could look
Yeah.
at this person and you would see a rainbow aura go around him. And then he is very comes from a very ancient culture that is well known for being able to have this type of supposedly white magic, but it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't. It was
Mm-hmm.
completely false light. And the thing about Anne at the time was that she was extremely desperate for healing. She was sick,
Yes.
very
Yes.
sick,
Yes.
and she was desperate.
Yeah. I was
And
very physically very, very, very sick. My body had
yeah,
just like run like come to a halt in its physical health, and doctors could see it, everyone could see it, everyone could see it with
if
their
I
physical.
had a picture of you back then and I was to be able to post it right now, you guys wouldn't recognize that that was the same person that's alive right now.
Mm, yeah.
She was very, very thin. She
Had
had her skin
really
was she was
dark,
pale,
yeah, had really dark bags under my
real
eyes.
dark bags
Um,
all the way around her eyes, sunken cheeks. Um, but she was extremely ill. And
mhm,
so I don't know how she showed up to the way she did, but she did show up every day for her children and to go to work. And I have to applaud her for that. But this narcissistic person took complete advantage of her in a way that no healer should and got away with it and continues to get away with it.
mhm. Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Hmm.
I don't know if he's still like doing healing. I don't think he's doing as much anymore. But I don't know. I don't personally. I just don't understand why these people are given such good, wonderful, like such great gifts. Like he has an energy that can come through his hands, and where you're in pain and where there's a blockage or something, you know, they can touch you and they can emit this heat from their body, and it goes into that spot, and it can like make you, it will make that area feel like it's not in pain anymore, and it will open up the blockage. It's quite amazing what's when someone can like can knows how to use this energy and it does go through them. They actually have quite a lot of power in that regard when they know how to use it. Does that make sense?
Yes, he did
Like
know
in
how
a
to use it. And
physical.
yeah, and like I said, it comes in as false light and
Yeah.
it's darkness.
Yeah.
And
It,
it's this person's very good at what he does.
yeah. It's kind of like, I guess, like bad witches. Like you would go, why would they be given the power to be able to do these things? But I guess they have these powers and they just use them for the wrong. I wonder why they keep continuing being able to have this magic, but like I
Because
feel like
it's dark, because the darkness feeds him, and then
feeds it.
he's got a
Oh,
type.
yeah.
Another thing about this person is he's got a type. His victims are a type. That's what I noticed about this person.
Yeah, they have low
Um,
self-esteem.
no, I know he has a type. His victim is a type. Like
Mhm.
it seems like all his victims have carried on to be a lot like like you. You know what I mean? Young,
Mhm. Oh,
attractive.
yes. Oh,
You know what
yeah.
yeah.
Any
Mhm.
beautiful girl that comes around him that shows like any that comes for healing, he will. I'm not the only person. There was one when it was happening to me, and then recently I have another friend that her housemate went through this, and my friend does not like, she hates him, like she thinks he is scum, she is like he is a weirdo, like yeah, she has nothing but disgust. I know a lot of people have a lot of disgust for him, but I'm just a very nice person in that regard, that I go, okay, well, you know, I was at this vulnerable state, and you know, I don't want drama. I want to be kind to everyone, and you know, I just want everything to be happy and normal, and you know, not have any big confrontations and stuff. I don't like to call people out, but it is a very like, yeah.
Well, this is a time for you to call your power back. I understand, we talked about this. This is the beginning of us talking about this situation is calling your power back. Two, you were very naive and people pleasing.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that happened to me when I was dealing with my narcissistic killer last year.
Hmm.
I was peace pleasing, people pleasing, anything to please this person who can supposedly help heal you or claim that they can heal you or they know what's wrong with you and how to. No,
They
no,
can't. You have to
they
heal
can't.
yourself.
Yeah, you have to do it yourself. And these people are only out to hurt you because they're jealous. There's something. Well, mine happened to be a female, so it was just pure jealousy is the only thing I can think of because I was the true healer, not her.
Because you heal
And
yourself.
huh?
Because you heal yourself.
Uh-huh.
That's what
Uh-huh.
makes you a
And
true. When you can heal yourself, then you are a healer. Until you can heal yourself, like how can you heal somebody else?
I
If
don't call myself a healer. I say I help you heal yourself. I always tell my
exactly.
clients that I cannot heal you, but I can help you, give you the tools you need. And everyone who's my client on this page right now listening to us know that I say that. But because this person had a doctorate degree, they're the real healer. They're the true healer. Again, working through ego.
Hmm.
And both these healers were working through ego.
Oh,
And
completely. And
mhm.
and not just ego, but false ego. Like just misplaced ego, false ego, some kind of ego they've built up in their head that is completely delusional and is completely like it's in their own. No, it's crazy. They're literally become a crazy person with their ego because it doesn't exist. Like everything that they have built up in their head, if they speak it, it's like you're delusional. Like, and that's the like a lot of us are delusional in our ego, but they're like a whole nother level of delusional. Like I
They
said, if they're walking around saying they can heal you, like
listen to what this doctor said to me, you guys. This was a real naturopathic practitioner doctor, and this it wasn't even a year ago this happened, you guys. The last words that this person said to me was, "I am so fucking glad, excuse my language, Claudine, that your energy is out of here because it feels so much better now that you're gone." And that came from someone who claimed to be a healer. I was moving out of us. We were sharing at the time. I was running a healing home for healers who can come rent rooms for me, and the place got so toxic. And the reason why I got sick was because of the toxicity that I was dealing with from this person.
of course, yep.
And those were her last words. She told me that, and she said that I was a fucking horrible human.
Oh my
And
god,
and this is coming from someone who
who
I
says
wish I
they
would have had
heal
a tape recorder. I
people?
could have destroyed her career with what her saying to me, saying that to me. But I'm not a vicious person. I actually just looked at her and I just grabbed my last box and I just shook my head. And I just kept on walking. I just kept walking because I couldn't even believe what I was hearing. I couldn't even believe the things that she was doing to me. Like I was just pretty much in shock through that whole entire thing. Mind you, again, you guys, my whole right side went out on me. So I wasn't in the best health to fight back or push back at that time, anyways. But I wasn't her victim either. I left.
Hmm.
So
But see,
they're out
that's a
there.
narcissist too. A
Mhm.
narcissist will say that, oh, energy is better without you here. Like just anything. They just
Oh
grasp
yeah.
at anything to bring you down.
Oh yeah.
And
Well, it should
that's
be
not a
better.
healer.
It should
Yeah.
be better because the other person who was living in there was always talking about me. So yeah, of course it's going to be better. There's nothing to talk about. I'm not there no more.
Exactly.
But
Once people aren't getting along, it's not fun living together. So of course
oh
it's gonna be
yeah.
better when you're apart. But
Yeah, well,
anyone
yeah.
who's anyone who claims to be a healer has a very for me, if you're claiming to be a healer, you better know that you are putting a big responsibility on yourself with the way you act, your interactions with every single person that you say you are healing. You have a very big responsibility to be mature, to be um, like in your interactions, because sometimes as a healer you might get someone who is like not quite in their right mind, they're very desperate, and you start making them feel better, and all of a sudden you're the best thing in the world to them, and they are think that they're attracted to you or whatever it is, or they're showing it is for you as a healer. It's like a psychologist with a patient. It is for you as the person who is in charge of that, whatever's going on, to be professional and to not take advantage and to not think that this person is, because they're showing attraction to you, that it means that it is for you to be professional. When you are healing someone, it is no different to when a psychologist is healing, doing psychology on a patient. You are not to interact with that other person on any kind of emotional, sexual, anything basis, because that person is coming to you already admitting they are weaker because they're looking for you to heal them. So, to me, if you are going to take on that responsibility, and there is no, like, there's no rule book for that whole kind of spiritual stuff. This is just people, like, oh, this is the rule, this is the rule. For me, the rule is you need to be responsible with the person you were saying that you are healing. And that is in every way. And you do
Bravo.
not take advantage on any way, shape, or form, sexual, emotional, anything, because that person is in a desperate state. So that is my that's my conviction. I don't say I heal people. I don't
No,
take that responsibility.
no.
You know,
I
you
tell
can
people,
talk
yeah,
to me, but
yeah. And you're right. When it comes to even spirituality, it comes with the big, I always say it comes with a big R in the middle of your forehead. Responsibility, you guys. It you must be responsible, because I will tell you what, if I am not responsible for what, because I know I have gifts. I know how powerful I am. I know that I can help people heal through my love and through my medicine. I get it. But the minute that I falter, the minute that I decide to go and work through ego, I will lose my gifts that I have worked so hard to understand.
mhm.
And that is what happens to a healer when they are not responsible for what they're given and how to
Yeah.
help people.
Yeah.
So,
And they're just letting the dark forces in because they're already doing something on a spiritual level. And then if they're
mhm.
going and they're doing these like nasty things and, you know, being taking advantage, like you're just letting darkness in. So how are you healing when you're letting the darkness come in and play around inside your healing time? Like, I just think it's just messy and it's yucky. And the two should not be mixed. Just
No,
heal and be responsible and work for the light and only the light. And don't bring, like Claudine said, bring your ego into it. And, just be professional. That's how that's, that is like, yeah, from what I've experienced, I think that is really, really, even like from growing up in the cult, like I look back to so much of my upbringing and just think like that was just a bunch of really irresponsible, like spiritual people that just took advantage of the spiritual realm and spirituality, and wanted to throw God into it. But really they were just a bunch of irresponsible people, spreading false light, and it
mhm.
messed up a lot of people in the long run, and they're to blame for it essentially. So it's sad that this is what becomes of the spiritual, you know realm, and
Spiritual healers, yeah, the spiritual
yeah,
healers. It just goes to their head. They work through ego.
yeah,
Um, and they're narcissistic. So narcissistic people are in the spiritual community, you guys. So be careful who you go to for healing. Um, if they claim they can heal you, run as fast as you can the other direction.
I had
learn
one
learn
lady.
from me and from Anne's and my experience, you guys, because we did learn the hard way.
I
So,
had I had one lady. I will say, because I've had a few. I've had Reiki, and I didn't like what she did. But I had one lady that I used to go to. I used to pay $150 for, I think, an hour and a half to 2 hours. But she was a professional hypnotherapist. So she'd actually gone and done her master's, and she was a spiritual healer, but she used the hypnosis technique. And she put me under, and I went through some intense, like, healing, but through my psyche and through. But she did it on a spiritual level too. But she was good. I didn't mind her. It was probably a little bit too intense. Like it brought my spirit from so deep within me to surface a little bit, probably too quickly for my human. So, in that, but I think everything happens for a reason. But she was a beautiful lady, and she was very nice, and she was so professional, but she was a professional hypnotherapist too. So, but I remember the best thing she taught me two things that were so, like, I still remember to this day. She taught me, she said, because I came in and I was like just in distress, and I had like things manifesting in my physical, and she's like, oh, you need to lie on the bed. And she said to me before she put me on the bed for the first time, she goes, oh, I can see your energy like wants to be like, we'll work with it straight away. So we'll go in there. But she said, and when you go into this territory, you have to know who you work for. Do you work for the light or do you work for the dark? And you cannot waver in who you work for when you go into this territory. And you have to be strong in your faith. And she said that, and then she's like, okay, come and lie on the bed. And she started doing it. But I remembered that, and through everything, I'm just like, okay, the light. It's always the light.
It is, and that's the way of it. That is the way of it, even when
And
you're off
she's
this planet.
Yeah, and she was absolutely right. It's You got to choose the light. You got to know who you're working with when you go into that spiritual territory or anything of the spiritual realm. Know whose protection you want. And
Exactly. When you have your awakening, once you have your awakening, you must choose. There is
yes.
no middle ground. There is no sitting on the fence anymore. I mean, try it. Try it. Good luck with life. That's all I got to say. Because I see
Mhm.
it and I watch it all the time with a lot of my clients. And yeah, I do cut them off. I have to cut them off at a certain point because I'm wasting my time. I'm and my time is too valuable for me. My time is my number one energy. But yeah, you've got to choose. Once you have this awakening, there's no middle ground.
No.
There's no neutral space anymore. Not
No.
not not now. Not with the way that this planet is being designed now. It's like
No.
it's either light or dark.
Yeah.
But so it looks like everyone on here. Victor's got two cats, and Victor in Switzerland has a couple cats. I don't know if he's got two or three. I have one. Anne has two beautiful ragdoll kitty cats. We
Mhm.
have about half an hour left here, so I kind of want to switch gears and I wanted to talk a little bit about cats, you guys, and how they help cleanse your aura and your emotions.
Mhm.
And Anne has a couple experiences with her cats when she works out. Tell them what your cats do
Yeah.
when you work out.
My God. It's so creepy. Whenever I do exercises, she sits in front of me. So I have a yoga mat, and like I do my jump around. Whenever I do like my yoga stretches, she comes and she sits in front of me, and she just darts her eyes like she's watching something. And then she'll start to chase it around me. Like, and there's just nothing. There is nothing in sight. I'm in my bedroom, like there's no bugs, nothing. And she'll just do this every time I'm doing exercise. Like if she's ever with me, it's the only time she does it. I can't figure out what is she looking at. It must be like me jumping out all the energies I've picked up and getting rid of them. But it becomes, I feel activity, but having her do what she does is like she just kind of like solidifies that that opinion that I have, because she really does. She just the eyes, and she'll like sometimes she'll just stay for a really long time, and she'll just be staring and watching it in one spot, and then it will move, and she'll like jumper, but she'll like you can see it's like something she's watching all around my head, all
And
around
how
me.
many of you guys have seen your cats do that? Now, what I have here, I have cats will often absorb suboptimal energy from their humans and clear their aura, especially after traveling, trauma, or exposure to energies that are suboptimal. So Anne does work in a restaurant, so that's what I think she's seen. She's seen some of those spirits that you bring home.
I think so too. I
Yeah, I
feel
think so.
that.
And they also have interdimensional sight, you guys.
Yes, they do.
They do. I want to see if we got any comments going on here about Sweden. Yeah, Victor's in Sweden. I'm sorry, Victor. You guys, I get brain fog by this time. I've already counseled 5 people. I've just had a long day, you guys. It's late here where I live. Um, let me see. Okay, so yeah, there's no comments on. So yeah, comment you guys if you want on the things that your guys' cats do. They do have interdimensional sight. Cats can see into other dimensions and lighter realms. They stare into empty spaces because they are scanning for distortions, spirits, or energetic imbalances.
Hmm.
And then Nova says, I have always had cats. I have two, but they live at my old place still. Aw. And Nova, can you get a cat in where you live? Are you allowed to have cats there? I know that you live, that you rent a spot, so I don't know if the owners allow you to have a cat, but man, Nova has the same thing. She's got really crappy neighbors too, narcissistic neighbors, and
Mm.
maybe a cat might help her.
Oh,
Um,
cat! If you can have a cat, definitely like, yeah. Just make sure you like be careful with their like their parasites. Like make sure you cleanse yourself. You know, do like
just you just need
deworming stuff.
diatomaceous earth. That's all. Just give them
Yeah,
some DE and
dietitious
you
for your
it'll work.
cats too.
That's
Like
all you
just
got to
make sure.
do.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. But otherwise, I think cats are awesome to have around. They keep I feel like well, they actually do like I've seen and read about it. But like they keep spirits out. They also help keep, just pesky little spirits and stuff. They just like they cleanse the aura, but they cleanse your aura by keeping the spirits away. That's why I like to have my cats because I can really feel them because I guess, I'm very psychic, so the little spirits and stuff must see me from the other side and be like, "Oh, look at this chick! Like we can cling on to her because she's the way she is." So I probably carry and have a lot of stuff attracted to me, and I find my cats are just like they're kind of like my radar for my energy, and when they're calm and everything's good, I know that everything's good around me. I haven't got, but when their eyes are darting and stuff, it's like, oh, come on, let's clear some of this stuff out from around me, rebalance everything, absorb the energy. But I love cats. I couldn't live without a cat. I have to have a cat in my life. It's not the same.
I know, I know. Ever since
They're
I've known
like
you,
my
you've had cat.
battery. To me a weekend, but we are just keeping a cat indoor. Yeah, my cats are indoor. I have two indoor. They're two big cats. I should bring them. They're always around me.
I know, I know. You've always had cats since I've known you, and I've
Yeah.
only had my cat. My experience with having a cat for the first time in my life has been 2 years now. She turned two in April, and it's been a great experience. I've always wanted one. I was always a girl with a dog. That was just who I was, and uh, and then I got a cat 2 years ago. Her name is Jewel Moon, and it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy her. I've learned so much, you guys. Um, and if you don't like having them inside, that's fine. I get it. They do. They any animal can give you parasites. So if
Yeah.
any animal that anyone has, they should always be giving them diatomaceous earth, and give yourself diatomaceous earth, and that will eliminate the parasites, you guys.
Hmm.
um okay, they harmonize your energy when they purr.
Yeah. They also their purr is a healing hurts. So, and I do agree with that because my cat that I recently got, he purrs super loud, like just like a machine. And when I'm sleeping, he likes to come lie next to me. And wherever I have blockages, if he's purring on that spot, it soothes it. It makes it feel like, yeah, I think it helps heaps. So I agree with the
Did
purring.
you know that it creates an environment where disease can't stick?
Really, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I really enjoy the
Yeah.
purring.
When cats purr, they are repairing your aura
Yep.
and the grid, and realigning distorted energy lines back into harmony.
Yeah. Yeah. I love cats. When I was a little girl, my mom said the thing she remembers most about me is I was always bringing home like stray cats and sick cats and trying to nurse them back to health. And I remember at one point I had like 14 cats when I was like 20. I was I'm the crazy cat lady.
She's a
I
crazy
have,
cat lady.
yeah, I really do. I always had so many cats. And in Thailand, there's so many stray cats. So I was always taking in the stray cats and, you know.
Yeah,
making them like
and Nova says she likes indoor and outdoor cats. Yeah, Nova, in your apartment complex, do you have a lot of wild outdoor feral cats? Because in my condo, there's tons of them, tons. Actually, one of the cats had babies in on the patio, on my patio. My nephew took all those and raised them. One of them died though. But there's a lot of feral cats where I live, and they've gotten into my condo before. And they fought with each other. They got
that's
into the
crazy.
condo. It was the strangest thing, you guys. This just happened like maybe 3 months ago, and they
That's
got
so
inside through the
creepy.
doggy door that I have, and they got into a fight with each other. It was so strange.
I think cats can be taken over by like lower entities and stuff because
I
you get
think
some.
so.
I do think so because I remember when I was like 21, 22. I had like when I first moved here and I was living with my first boyfriend when I first moved here, and we had this apartment, and after like months of living there, it was just normal, and then all of a sudden these really strange things started happening. And I like I said, I worked in the nightclub, and it was just like just shit people, bad, lots of bikies and stuff. And I remember there was this time when like things just were happening and I wasn't feeling good, and it was like it felt like as if the place was haunted, but it felt like I had brought something back to the house. And I started experiencing weird things, and my consciousness was like thinking I was like seeing things, but then I wouldn't, and I'd ask my boyfriend to be like, no. And then he started experiencing weird things too. And it went on for about 1 or 2 like solid weeks. And we finally like I'm like, I need to do something about this. So someone told me, so at the nightclub the girls are like, oh, you can get someone to cleanse the house or you can tell it to leave. So I remember one morning I was like freaked out, all this weird stuff had happened, I was by myself, and I'm like, get out of my house. And I just started like demanding like, get out. And then like the door went and slams, and it was real freaky. But anyway, like later on that night while we were sleeping, at about 1 o'clock in the morning, the window that we had right beside us, next to our bed, this little small black cat just like is sitting in front of this window just randomly, and it's just sitting there. We could see the eyes like big and bright, like when they go in the dark, and it's just sitting there going like just this black little kitten. And
Oh
we were
my
just
God.
like, what the fuck, like what the actual. We were just like, we didn't know what to do, and it just sat there for about 5 minutes just doing that to us, and then it just pissed off. And then we are like, I think that was like the entity like saying it was pissed off that we kicked it out, like that's what we both. But I'm like, I think like lower entities can take over cat bodies and like do weird things, so you get a
But
lot of
they can
weird cat
transmute
things.
them, but they can transmute them out of them.
Yeah,
Um, I wouldn't say these cats were bad or anything. I feel like they were hungry because they're feral
hungry.
cats. Yeah, they were hungry, so they were looking for food, and they know that I have a cat inside. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
to me, that's what I was feeling. They were hungry, and then something must have spooked them or something, and they just started going at each other because my cat was safe up in the bedroom with me. So it was the
That's
strangest thing. Yeah, one of them,
or something
one of them kicked
or
my
something.
door down. One of them, through my. That's what woke me up. Was it that? Well, first I heard the cat fight, and it happened so fast. The next thing you know, one of them just pushed my door open, like it was crazy, and that
Yeah.
was startled. I got up straight out of bed, like let's go. I didn't know what it
That's
was,
a
and then
message. That's what I mean. That's a message. That's telling you something. That's saying that the dark is like it's close. Like it's telling you something. When you wake up like that and there's a kind of like, there's cats squawking and stuff. Like I said, I think the lower entities can like take over their bodies and send messages to you.
oh,
To-
that was so crazy. That was so well. The message wasn't for me. It was probably somebody in my house, though.
in your house, yeah, just
Yeah,
showing you.
they're
And
the
you just
yeah,
can come through
yeah.
easily.
I know. We know who brings in dark energies into
Oh, for sure
rooms.
not you. That's why it's
Mm-mm.
busting down your door. But
No, I'm too careful. I'm too careful. I know to clean my feet before I get in. Um,
Mhm.
Okay, I just have always had what was like a farm of cats and dogs. Hey Arnold style, if you know what that cartoon from the 90s is. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, so Nova's had animals her whole life too. Um,
Yeah.
let me see. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to yawn here. Yeah, 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 yeah.
But yeah,
Another thing I had written,
cats are
huh?
great. Cats are great. They also say about cats that when like people who find cats are very attracted to them, like they always have cats around them throughout their whole life, is because they did a deity as an Egyptian. Like they've had an Egyptian lifetime. So that's like because the Egyptians used them
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot. Like that they were very revered creatures in the palaces and stuff, and the spiritual like people and stuff used them. The kings and queens would use them as like guardians of the
They were
spiritual
worshipped.
realm.
The Egyptians worshipped them.
Yeah, 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 they did because the Egyptians were very very spiritual, and like everything they did was about spirit, wasn't it? Like so they
Hmm.
had the cats in like the temples and stuff, and they revered them, and they watched the cats and stuff to see the spiritual realm. And that's what I do. That's how I am with my cats. I watch my cats when my cats start acting a bit strange and a bit weird and stuff, and it's continual. It's like, oh, something's a bit different in the energy, like when they act different and stuff. So, but the Egyptians, they use them for all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they worship. So Egyptians knew something. They knew something about cats. And I think it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the stuff that we're talking about today. Now they say that they give you spiritual surgery when they're needing.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I
When
believe
a
that.
Yeah, when a cat needs on you, they're not just being cute. Your cat is opening up layers of etheric energy
Mm.
to reach and extract the root of emotional or energetic blockages.
Mm.
That's what
Very
cats are doing. They're doing energetic surgery on you. And I know this to be true, you guys, because I have a client, also a friend of mine, Judy, who she rescues cats and she's a foster for cats. And she just broke her ribs and she had one of her foster cats. Ooh, I forgot his name. But anyway, she could not, and it wasn't comfortable for her, you guys, because she had broken ribs, but he would not leave her rib cage alone. He was up on her
Mm.
chest and he would just kept kneading and kneading and kneading her. And I saw her 3 weeks later and I asked her, I go, how's your ribs? She's like, a lot better. And then we start talking about, yeah, her cats. And she kept telling me what her cat was doing. I'm like, oh, that's energetic healing right there.
Interesting. I wonder if
Hmm.
that's why my cat is so bonded with my boyfriend, because we got him and then he hurt his hand, and like he just is attached, and he gets up on him and he does that kneading and gets up in his face,
Hmm.
and he just doesn't leave him alone
He
ever.
won't until he's
No.
healed. He won't, not until he's
Oh,
healed.
that makes a lot of sense because he'll throw him on me, like to like go sleep with mom, and he'll just like do a little bit with me, and then he'll bounce back and jump back up on him and want to do the same thing again. So he must be trying to heal him. That makes a lot.
Hmm.
And he gets up in his face and he purrs real loud and
Yep, he's
interesting.
needing out that blockage. He's doing
Yes,
surgery. He's getting his blockages out of the inflammation. He's
yeah,
transmuting that inflammation. Uh, um, and then I've got they are energetically grid. They energetically grid your home.
yeah, absolutely. I know that for sure. I know that absolutely for sure. I feel that with both my cats because they're both quite large, like they're big cats. They're not little small. They got size to them, and I
They're not
find,
little rents like mine.
hey,
They're not little rents like mine.
no, like yours is very small and petite.
Yeah.
She's so
Yeah.
cute. She's such a
Oh, she's
cutie.
feisty. She's little,
Looks
but
like a
she
little
is
kitten.
spicy, spicy, spicy.
She's a huntress. That's who she
She
is.
she is. My cat, you guys, I tell Anne this all the time. She gets up and she looks around, she's like, what the hell is this planet? I don't like it. Um, she's not a lover. She is not a lover. She's a scrapper, 1000%. And when those cats they've come into the house twice, but once two of them came in, and then once just one of them came in. And when it came in, my cat messed it up really bad,
Did
really
she?
bad. Oh yeah, she
Be a
did.
little
She left.
ninja.
She is. When after the scrapping happened, I looked and there was a mess of just nothing but fur and piss on the ground. I was like, damn, Jewel Moon.
Oh my God, good girl.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. She's feisty little thing. And for
she's real
me,
small.
huh?
Because
Huh?
she's real small.
Yeah. She's a little, she only weighs about maybe 4 pounds. Yeah. And she loves to wrap herself around my hand, and then she just starts biting it all over. She doesn't break skin or anything, but she like attacks my hand. It's her favorite thing to do. And then she jumps around and she lays on her back. So she's showing me that she's being submissive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, what a
yeah.
cutie.
She's crazy. She's just so crazy. I would get a spicy cat though, because I'm spicy.
So I'm thinking like owner, like cat, like
I
same
know,
same.
right? You attract
You're
what you
both
are.
small.
Um, but
Yeah.
cats will naturally set up protective energy grids in the home, you guys. That's what they
Mhm.
do. Where they live. They maintain the home's energetic safety and can even travel etherically to protect you when you're away from the house.
Mm,
Hmm.
interesting.
Yep. Yep. And
That-
I feel that because the other night I had to stay away from my house. I was dog sitting for my daughter, her dog, and I just kept telling Jewel Moon, because I wasn't coming home. I'm not gonna be home. You're safe. And she is safe. She has her own bedroom. My cat
Mhm.
is very well taken care of. She has her
Yeah.
own room. She rules the upstairs. That's her space and she rules it. And she'll
Mhm.
let you know when you come up there, this is mine.
She's marked her territory.
Without having to use urine, she just does
Mhm,
it with
mhm.
the
Yeah.
way she rubs against everything, and the
Yeah.
way she
I guess
holds
that's what
herself.
they're doing is the energy grid of their
Yeah,
space, you know.
yes,
They're
exactly. Yeah, and she knows to bring. And what I love about cats too is that they sleep during the day, and at night when we're sleeping, they're up, and that
Mhm.
is how they do the protection of the energy grid
Mhm.
while you're
Yeah.
sleeping. And they're
Yeah.
protecting you while you're sleeping. They're watching over you while you're sleeping because they know you are most vulnerable when the human is sleeping.
Mine just sleep with me. I just got my two big white cats, like my guardian angels. It's good. I like it. And when I wake up, if I have like if I have a sleep or a dream where it's like I wake up and I just feel rattled or anything, I can just like touch them and they instantly make me feel like they calm my energy right down. Just knowing sometimes I wake up and I don't remember where I am. Like I'll be like in a panic and just having the cats there will like calm me right down to where I can remember like, oh, okay, I'm safe. But their energy is like it's great. I really do feel their energy. Like for the first time of owning cats, I've really like tuned into what their energy and what they're doing and stuff, and I feel it. It's like, oh, so everything you're saying, even like when they walk around the house and they're doing the energy grid, like it really does make a difference having those creatures around doing all that kind of stuff for you. And you can tell they will come around you and they feel your energy and they you know they feed off of you and see what you're like. And I think cats can always tell like when we're sad and when we're upset, because you'll find they'll come and snuggle with you a lot more and you know sit and just purr on you, try and make you feel better. So I love cats.
They do, and they're protectors. And I just wanted
Mhm.
to do a little bit of a segment and give them the props that they deserve, and just talk about them, because I know so many of the people that do listen to us are cat owners or cat lovers or animal lovers. It's important, you guys. I am going to tell you this. So I just feel this all the way through my soul, that animals are not just animals. They are real beings from a different planet.
Mhm.
And I believe when you pass on and you leave this corporeal body and you move on with your energy, that if you ever kicked an animal, or you knowingly allowed an animal to suffer and did nothing about it, you're going to meet that animal on the other side. And
Yeah.
they're people too. They really are. So I just really wanted to just do a short segment on giving our cats the proper a applaud that they deserve and honoring them. And for those of you who say you don't like cats, you don't know them. So quit
Yeah.
saying, I'm serious. I can't. When someone tells me,
Mhm.
oh, I don't like cats. Oh, cats this. You don't know them. Shut up.
Mhm. Yeah, it's true, but and if you truly don't like cats, I would like be looking at yourself and ask why. Like,
Yeah, take a
what is
good look
what is
at
wrong
yourself.
with me that I don't
Yeah,
like cats? Like
yeah.
some people like actually get a joy over like running over a cat on the street. If
Oh,
you are
yeah.
that kind of person, I've known people who were like that. And
So do
like
I.
honestly, I think like what is wrong with you as a person? Like one
Yeah.
person said to me, "Oh, we grew up on a farm." Like that's what we do to all the stray cats out here. Like, maybe you're just real uneducated or something, and that's your take on it. But yeah, if you're one of those people who get a joy out of hurting an animal or don't like a cat, like I would be looking at what's wrong with me.
Yeah. I mean, bugs aren't my favorite thing, but I sure in the heck ain't gonna go around killing them and saying things, I don't know them. So of course I practice what I preach. But if I find bugs inside of this is besides cockroaches, um, I escort them out. And I
Yeah,
warn the cockroaches. I give them at least 3 warnings. I let them know they've got to leave my facility. They have to get out of my space. They cannot be here. They get 3 warnings. If they don't leave, then they got to go bye bye. I put a bunch of diatomaceous earth all around where I see them coming out of. Um,
I don't like cockroaches.
oh,
I let the
but
cats
I
get
ever
the cockroaches. That's why I like cats. They kill all the cockroaches.
I
And
haven't seen a cockroach since I've gotten Jewel Moon in my facility.
same.
I That took care of the problem. It really
Yeah,
did.
I wake up
Uh,
to half-eaten cockroaches, but that's about it.
I and let nature take care of nature. I'm okay with that.
They're decimated.
Yeah, and I did the DT. I did everything, and I couldn't get rid of them. We've got really bad sewer roaches because the sewer's not that far from where my facility is, and they come up through the toilets. So
Yeah, no, just get a cat. I
I
remember we
did.
lived in one house and we had a really bad rat problem because our neighbors had like heaps and heaps of birds, like an aviary of like hundreds of birds, and it would just attract all the mice. And our house was kind of built on stands, and underneath was all like sand, and the mice was just terrible, and they couldn't fix it straight away, and we didn't know what to do. We couldn't keep putting out mouse traps, like it was just too much. So we just went and got a cat from the animal shelter, brought it home, and within like a couple months, there were no more rats. And whenever there was a rat, he had it. Like you'd always see him with a dead mouse and half eaten, and he completely fixed the situation. There were no dead mice. There were no live mice on the property within a few months. So cats are really, really good for that stuff. They're great pest control creatures.
They
Like if
are.
you have a bad cockroach problem, get a cat, and it'll
It
probably fix a lot of that problem.
Facts. It did. Like I said, ever since I've gotten Jewel Moon, I've probably seen about 10 cockroaches. That's because she killed them and she
Mm-hmm.
brought them to me.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that I see. And so we're coming at the end of our last 5 minutes here. And I just kind of wanted to close with some stuff that I wrote for some reminders regarding the narcissistic people that are in our lives. And this in why they fear you. Okay. Once you call your power back, okay, on them and you stand in your power. Um, they fear your light because your presence calls out their shadows.
Mm-hmm.
You see what they try to hide.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what they refuse to acknowledge. So they attack your sensitivity, mock your empathy, call you unstable, but what they are really afraid of you and your spiritual light.
Yes.
You're the cycle breaker. You are the truth. You are the DNA disruptor. Those are the ones who are dealing with family. And you guys are dealing with family because you have children with these empaths.
Mhm.
And the bloodline transformer. And then I got a little bit more here that I wrote, and I said, hidden by God, but not forgotten. Listen to me clearly. God didn't forget you, He hid you. He let them betray you, discard you, mock you. So when you rise, they will know they stood in the presence of a royal soul. The cycle breaker isn't just healing. You're rebuilding the entire spiritual blueprint of your family line.
Mhm.
You're becoming the ancestor your descendants will fill in their bones. So I just wanted to close with that.
I love
And
that.
yeah. And everyone have a wonderful week. And thank you for watching and listening to Ann and I have our conversation. We hope it helped you. And if so, we will be back again Monday night American time. And then Australia time is Tuesday.
Mhm.
So I know that Anne's got some watchers because when we weren't live for 2 weeks, she got messages wondering where we were at. So
Yeah.
I thought that was
We're
pretty
watching.
cool.
Yes, it's not. It's always nice to know that somebody's watching, or you helping just one person along the way. If you know with
Yes.
what you're saying, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's fine. We got 3 or 4 constant listeners, and if those are the only ones we're helping, that's enough. One is enough. One
I
is
just
enough.
like it. I just like doing it too because I find like with spiritual stuff, like you can't just talk about it every day, which is any like a lot most people don't understand what you're talking about. So you kind of have to keep it to yourself. I find with these lives it's good because we can like talk about spiritual things and spiritual topics that we can't really talk about elsewhere with other people. Like we can't just sit down and start talking about narcissistic behavior with just, your workmates or just some person, some friends, So it's nice to sometimes come somewhere where you can have those deeper, more spiritual based conversations. And I find it just like it's good for my soul, just being able to speak about it and get some things out that, if it wasn't for this, I don't know if I would necessarily get it. That's almost like therapy, like
It
having
is.
having a
It
bit of
is.
therapy for two
And
hours.
remember, one of our listeners even said they stopped going to their therapy, to their meetings, and they started coming to our lives, and it's helping them. They're getting
Mhm.
more from us than when they go to their therapy sessions.
Yes.
And this you and I would get on video and chat for hours. For hours, we would
Mhm.
go 4 or 5 hours on
Mhm.
chatting, and just from people overhearing us talking. That's kind of where I feel like the idea was planted in on us, and
Mhm.
then it took us only took us about 3 or 4 years, you guys, to get the guts to do this.
It's not that easy to put yourself out there.
It's
But
not easy. It is not easy. And I am not the type of person, once I do a live, I never look back on it, you guys. I can't. This is hard. This is very hard to do. That's all I have to say. And uh but it seems to be, it does seem to be getting kind of easier as we go along.
I
Yeah,
think
we just come from the heart. We come from our heart, and we're just led by our heart. And um we hope you guys enjoy our lives. So we will see you again next Monday, 5:22 Arizona time. And it is, what time
10,
is it for you? What time do you
10:22.
10:22 a.m.
Yeah, Australia.
10:22 a.m. in Australia time, you guys. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next Monday or Tuesday. Bye bye. Hold on.
Bye.